Sorry about that. Part 2 of episode 15 is now live because I just leaked a little bit. But it's okay. I unpublished the VOD. It's not a big deal. I showed my Facebook for like 2 seconds of who actually uploaded that photo, but it doesn't matter. I already unpublished the VOD. It's not a big deal. Either way, yeah. I really wish that I could have that experience again, but you know, Twitch allows me the ability to do that. I can do it remotely. Oh, by the way, you guys can refresh the stream. So either way, you know, and like I said, Twitch allows me to do that, and I love that about it. That's one of my favorite things. Like, for an example, we had a guy named Wrong Panda. He's an older guy. Now I don't know for sure if he's in his 80s. I don't know if he was joking about that, but he told me one time that he's like 85 years old. And he had this opinion of horror games that they were just, you know, run around and you shoot monsters and, you know, they screech at you and chase you around and like it's just gory and violent. And he actually saw for the very first time a full in-depth story playthrough of Silent Hill 2 and it completely changed his mind. You know, he told me after the stream, he's like, dude, this game completely changed my mind about horror. I had no idea it could be so well written and just intricate and full of, you know, motifs and imagery and meaning and all these different things. And I was like, yeah, man. There's a reason why. There's a major reason why these games are still held in such high regard. And it really ultimately just comes down to the fact that they are so full of clearly very passionate, talented, a clearly very passionate, talented team worked on these games. They're crafted so expertly and just, you know, everything about it just oozes quality. And funny enough, I actually just finished another game that feels the exact same way, which is Shadow of the Colossus. Shadow of the Colossus from start to finish, I was playing the PS3 version. So not the original PS2 480p. I was playing the 2011 collection by Bluepoint. That's just kind of upscaled to HD and that's all they did with it. But it was clear to me from the very beginning that it was an incredibly well-made game. And, you know, from start to finish, it just felt like, wow, this is so unique. This art style is unbelievable. You know, the physics of the game, the way that your main character moves around and the way that he can fall in all different directions and the ragdoll physics and everything about it was just so impressive. And, you know, one of my viewers, Wang in my zipper, the guy that called me Afro Stamp a little bit ago, he said that he's enjoying the fact that I'm branching out from Silent Hill. And I got to admit, I am too. Now, let's be clear. Silent Hill is to me what Metal Gear Solid is to like an Outer Heaven style channel. Like it will always in some way, shape or form be the center focus of the channel. That's just how it goes. Let's say even if that game was released on 2011, the game would still, yeah, dude, for sure. 100%. That game blows me away in 2024. A 720p upscale of a PlayStation 2 game still impresses the shit out of me. I would imagine the PS2 version would still impress me too, because the bones, the actual foundational development of the game is just so intricate and so impressive. But anyways, you know, that's why Silent Hill is always going to be an integral focus of the channel, regardless of what else I'm playing. But I got to admit that sometimes I do enjoy branching out and playing other things, because as much as I love Silent Hill, I need something new. And that's why I just pretend that Silent Hill Ascension didn't happen. You know, we had got on this topic last night, and it's something that I wanted to save specifically for this episode of worst video game launches. Can you even call Ascension a video game? I don't really think you can with a straight face. I mean, it's a mobile game that heavily encourages you to outbuy people for like influencer points, and they have a little badge that says top influencer. I mean, it's so fucking embarrassing. It's like not even worth talking about. Yeah, exactly, Adipai. It's a cutscene streaming show. Isn't Ascension over or ending this week? I honestly couldn't even tell you. The only people that I actually saw playing that game were streamers that were literally just memeing about it. You know, they had no intentions to take it seriously. They were just memeing. There are far worse franchises to hold as a seminal focus than Silent Hill. Oh, for sure. Yeah, like, what if I was a Echo the Dolphin streamer, dude? Then nobody would take me seriously, you know what I'm saying? What if I was a streamer that regularly doxed myself and that was like my main hobby? That's a tiki, by the way. I'm going to cut that out, by the way. I'm going to cut the leak out of the video, so it's all right. We have Adobe Premiere out here. But yeah, worst video game release, Silent Hill Ascension's got to be up there. Because Silent Hill Ascension was touted as, this triumphant return of new Silent Hill stuff. Like, this is the spearhead, this is the tip of the iceberg, and then here comes Townfall, here comes F, here comes Silent Hill 2 remake, here comes the Silent Hill 2 new movie. Oh, we're going in, dude. Like, this is the start. We're gonna build this hype. The snowball's gonna start rolling, and we're gonna be rolling in dough. And then look what happened. It is probably the single most clowned on Silent Hill release of all time. Even more than Book of Memories. It is so bad that it makes Book of Memories look good. Because at least Book of Memories was a functional video game that accepted controller inputs. It was a dogshit video game, but it was a video game that when you powered it on, you could input controls into the game and it responded. Now that's what we like to see. When I play video games, that's like my bare minimum. It has to have controls that work. And Ascension doesn't even have that. It's just a cutscene simulator. The snowfall began rolling slowly up that never-ending hill, a Sisyphean cycle which foretold the inevitable fall again. True. Yeah, they had a fucking sticker in the game that you could purchase, of course, that says, "It's trauma," with an exclamation point at the end. Which is the dumbest thing I've seen since they put a trophy in Silent Hill 2 HD that says childhood trauma when you beat the abstract daddy after you meet Angela in the labyrinth. Like, my God, could they possibly ruin that moment anymore? One of like the dramatic peaks of Angela's story where, you know, the game is screaming concepts to you with the imagery of that room. I mean, it can't spell it out any clearer. And you just read the article about her dad, but you don't know that yet. And you get a fucking little pop-up on the screen that says childhood trauma. Oh my God. Could they possibly ruin that moment any harder, dude? They really couldn't. Yeah, I mean, I would have expected them to say daddy issues with how cringe the childhood trauma trophy is alone. Watch in the remake, they make it like a silver trophy called daddy issues if you beat him within a certain amount of time or some shit. Like, I swear, dude. And I have proof of it in my Discord. I'm going to show that as well. But that's the thing, you know, I keep harping on this, but seriously, it's so ridiculous. It is so fucking ridiculous that they had such an easy slam dunk with Silent Hill HD and they couldn't pull it off. And the worst part, I think arguably the worst part about all this is that they still refuse to do it. They could have at any point said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put Silent Hill 2 and 3 on the PS2 Classics Marketplace on PlayStation 3. Just the original classics. They put Fatal Frame 2 on there. They have Silent Hill 4 on the Japanese store. Why couldn't they put Silent Hill 2 and 3? Like, what's the problem with that? I don't get it.
Hello there.
Oh, dear God, dude. That scared the shit out of me. I always forget to turn off alerts when I record these, dude. And I'm not even in the right scene, by the way. Let's get back to the proper scene. Let's get back into okay. After the leak happened, we're all chilling. We're all good. It's okay. Nobody's gonna, I already unpublished the VOD. We're good. Anyways, Silent Hill Freud. Yeah, seriously. How was your stream, by the way, John? Hope you had a good stream, dude. Hey, what's up, Jaco? How you doing, sir? Jaco, one of the hardest working men in fighting games, period, end of story. I mean, this dude, like, single-handedly props up whole ass communities. In a lot of ways. But yeah, you know, I think the shittiest part about all this is like, we can't even trust Bloober. Even though we know that of course they do, they want to make the best remake ever. Of course, you know, they would spend 6 years making this game if it meant that, you know, it's going to be the best remake ever. But the reality is they're beholden to investors. They're beholden to Konami. They're beholden to people's feedback, which they seem to be listening to and making changes. So, I mean, hey, we're on the right track. But like I said, anyways, that's really all I have to say about Silent Hill 2 Remake. It is obviously a game that is deeply important to me and a lot of other people. It's just too interesting for me to pass up. I don't want to watch any other streams about it. I don't want to watch, especially if people get early copies. I find that really boring. I don't want to read any reviews. I don't want to watch anything about it. I'm going to buy the disc. I'm going to put the disc in my system, or the system that I borrow from whoever when it finally does come out. And I'm going to form my own opinions about it from start to finish. I don't want anybody else, because, you know, inherently when you read somebody else's opinion about shit, you're going to your natural inclination is to kind of absorb a little bit about what they said or what they thought about it. So I'm just going to make sure that I don't read any of the outside noise about it. I'm going to stay off Twitter, everything. We're going to go in 100% without any context, and I'm just going to form my own opinions. I'm not, especially not going to the Silent Hill subreddit. Holy fuck, that subreddit is going to be, it's just going to be a mess. Like Ralph Wiggum, whenever Lisa rejected him, and he's like, you can see the exact moment when his heart breaks. Yeah. Nah, I don't know, man. I'm going to go into it with an open mind. And like I said, I hope it pleasantly surprises me, but who knows? It's too early. The game is, like I said, it's probably not even in fucking beta. In my restless dreams, I see that subreddit. In my fucking nightmares, I see that subreddit, dude. I don't think I ever want to see that subreddit ever again. For real. Every single time, whenever that big Konami broadcast happened and they announced all the new games, that subreddit was full of so much infighting, you couldn't, and it was like people flinging so many like racist insults at each other and personal insults, calling people, you know, every slur under the sun. It's like, dude, you guys realize you're infighting about games that we literally have seen a reveal trailer, and that's it. Computer generated imagery is all we know about these games. No, not Kappa. Computer generated imagery was all we knew about these games, and the subreddit was just full of people hurling insults at each other. Like, god damn, dude. You guys just hate everything, don't you? I actually played with the idea of doing that as a segment on my stream, is every Friday we would browse the Silent Hill subreddit. The only reason why I didn't end up doing it is because there's not enough like new discussions happening on a weekly basis that, you know, warrants me like doing a deep dive every week. But once a month, I think I should still do it, because the weirdest topics get brought up in there. Like the other day, for instance, I saw a guy that just made a post that said, "Is Henry from Silent Hill 4 a virgin?" Sorry, I was just looking for the askers. Like, who the fuck cares? Why? Why would you ask that? Like, what a weird thing. These are the type of topics that pop up. If they wanted us to know that he was a virgin, they would have put it somewhere. Like, why does that fucking matter, dude? Let's do. It'll be hilarious. Yeah, I'll do it once a month, but once a week. So that was, again, about Silent Hill 4. It wasn't to do with James. It was actually to do with Walter Sullivan. And somebody had, and this was 100% serious, by the way. This was not trolling. Somebody had made a post on the Silent Hill wiki, like the mainline Silent Hill wiki website, claiming that the central theme of Silent Hill 4 was not about the ritual or anything else. It was about Walter being circumcised, and that the game was like promoting circumcision in some way or another. This was 100% serious too. This guy was not trolling. Everybody thought he was joking. They're like, oh, this is wacky. This is crazy. It turned out he was not trolling. He genuinely believed this. Yeah, and there have been numerous YouTube videos, like Justin Wang, amazing storyteller. Justin Wang has talked about this. You can check out his video about it, but that's the long and short of it. Some dude had legitimately convinced himself that Silent Hill 4 was about circumcision. Dude, I've seen even dumber theories. There is a theory out there that Mario 64 was designed to recruit people into Freemasonry. I literally couldn't make this shit up. And the reason why they say that is because when you enter the castle, it has a checkerboard floor, and typically Freemasonic lodges have checkerboard floors. That is some foolproof logic, my friends. These gamers, they're on top of things. So apparently Mario 64 is recruiting people into Freemasonry. Silent Hill 4 is about circumcision. And a whole host of other such theories that are 100% provable and definitely true. And we don't question them. Yes, how fitting. Justin Wang going in depth about circumcision. Seriously, you guys check out his channel. You'll love it. He is an amazing storyteller. He also, you know, I'm an audio obsessive. He has amazing audio quality as well. Like, circumcision is fucked, but still, the circle-shaped Venn diagram of anti-circumcision and anti-Semitism, yeah, it's a very dark corner of the internet that I don't wish to revisit anytime soon. But yeah, it really blew up, and it blew up outside of the Silent Hill community. Like, people, it has become like this never-ending meme. And somebody even, it's like one of the #1 comments on my YouTube video about, you know, the first Silent Hill video that I made about the Silent Hill community needs to stop. One of the top comments on there is like, dude, I just had a core memory unlocked that there was a guy who legitimately believed that Silent Hill 4 was about circumcision. Right here. Okay. Hopefully I don't fucking leak, or I don't dox myself this time. Whew. Okay. Right here. From the Moonlight Mage, core memory unlocked. I definitely remember there being a guy on the wiki who vehemently believed that SH4 was about circumcision. Yep. He's absolutely right. There was. I closed them, Dave. I closed them. They're never getting reopened either. I hope for future Silent Hills the developers browse the subreddit for ideas. Oh my god. They're like, what if we remake Silent Hill 4, but we make it implicitly clear that Henry's a virgin? And they just start at the conference table. They're like, they're just getting up and they're like dad clapping. Like, oh my god, greatest idea ever, dude. So epic. ZoMG, so epic. Zors. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll never say anything that cringe again. Anyways, it seems like they really don't know. Oh my god. An uncircumcised version at that. Yes, they're going to add a memo to the game. And he's going to say, who knows this about me? Where did they get this information? He's going to look at the camera like that, unassumingly. And you're supposed to have that oh shit moment. Dude, we're literally just talking about bullshit that would never happen. But the point remains, Silent Hill community, as much as I consider myself to be a part of it, it makes sense if you don't think about it. Oh no. Did I say that? No wonder he always looks so sad. So the Silent Hill community, despite me considering myself to be a part of it, there are so many things about it that I dislike. And over theorizing would be at the top of the list. The Silent Hill community loves to just waffle on, to just blow hot air about anything that they think happens to be true. The amount of posts on the Silent Hill subreddit about the one statement in Silent Hill 2 that says, there was a hole here, it's gone now. The amount of theories about that possibly having a sexual connotation, like could the hole possibly be referring to Mary's vagina? They've even tweeted that at Masahiro Ito and asked him, what do you think about this? And he responded, said, I don't care. Period. I don't care, is what he said. Silent Hill fans be like, the endless staircase in Silent Hill Downpour was actually a very subtle metaphor of the effects of generational feminization of men and how soy boys have ruined women's desire for masculine men. I mean, literally, you see shit that is equally, if not more absurd on that subreddit daily. Now, there are some cool things on there. I'm not going to lie. Like the guy who discovered that in the intro, if you turn the brightness up, you can see that James is kind of subtly looking at the camera. That's a cool little thing. That's a cool find. But it turns out it's not true. Like Masahiro Ito himself debunked that. It's not even true. So, you know, it's cool if you want to theorize. In fact, there is plenty of room to theorize. Like there's a lot of things that we don't necessarily know about Silent Hill, but it was intentional. Hey, welcome on in, Dr. Red. There's a lot of things that we don't know about Silent Hill, but it's all intentional because you're part of the appeal of Silent Hill and part of the reason why it's so successful as a horror, entity franchise is because they don't explicitly tell you anything. In Silent Hill 2, there is not an ounce of inclination that a cult ran that town. You have to read about that to find it out. There's a book called The Book of Lost Memories and it doesn't even tell you directly. It just kind of communicates, who lived there and who didn't over the years. Like, it doesn't even directly tell you anything. There's little to no direct just telling you exactly what things are in Silent Hill. And that's why your brain can imagine. Perfect example. When you find the pistol in Silent Hill 2, the whole room is just riddled with bullet holes, bullet casings on the floor. The whole place looks like something incredibly violent happened in there. But it's not as if you find a memo from a guy that's like, I was shooting at a monster. You don't find, nothing tells you what happened. Your brain is supposed to fill in the gaps of like, damn, what the fuck could have happened in here before I got here? And what you come up with is different from person to person, of course. And it could be way more or less interesting than what they had in mind. But the idea is you can imagine a lot worse than what they probably could have just directly told you. I love how 95% of the people in there claiming to be fans have never touched the game, just like on Twitter. Well, nowadays, apparently all you need to be an expert on Silent Hill is just to watch a bunch of video essays about Silent Hill 2 and claim that it's the best video game ever made. I mean, that nowadays, that's all you need to be like an expert on the subject. Yeah, the model where you took the pistola, yeah. Or in Silent Hill 3, when you get the submachine gun and you see like bloody handprints like scraping across the wall, and you see the wheelchair with the wheels still spinning, and the person like went into the elevator and there's handprints dragging on the elevators. They fell through the elevator shaft. But you don't see what actually happened. You get there right after it happened. So you're sat there wondering like, what the fuck could have happened here? Pyramid Head was just doing, he was doing some Matrix style Neo target practice. Getting ready, dude. He was doing it in VR even. Now that's epic. Anyways, so that's my little rant about the Silent Hill community. I clearly have enough material to make a Silent Hill community needs to stop too. And I've been told many times that I need to make that video. So what I may do is I may grab some specific examples and some of the things that I've talked about here tonight, and we could use that as the basis for Silent Hill community needs to stop too. Silent Hill treats its audience as intelligent beings capable of drawing inference from a slew of subtle clues to create a genuinely personal experience. However, its vocal audience is comprised primarily of idiots incapable of understanding overt themes. I wouldn't use a term as direct as idiots, but I would say that it very much reminds me of, well, I mean, what you just said kind of triggered my thought about this, Adipie. Metal Gear Solid 2. Metal Gear Solid 2 went over everybody's heads when it came out. And the only thing people had to say about it is, why am I playing as Raiden? I want to play as Snake. I want to do epic shit. And it just went over everybody's head. Now, years later, everybody respects it and loves it. But at the time, it just went over their heads. And I feel like Silent Hill, in a lot of ways, like people interpret it and they analyze it and they theorize about it, but they're just fucking wrong. Like they haven't figured it out fully. Half the people who are, theorizing about it, they just say shit that's been debunked a million times. The fucking people that say, oh, the snow is ash. It's not. That's a movie thing. You know what I mean? Apparently, I should have prefaced what I said earlier. To be a modern day Silent Hill fan, all you have to do is have watched the first movie and watch video essays about Silent Hill 2. That's all you have to do. And you're apparently like an expert on the subject now. That's why my rank is and always has been the same. The command won't show up in the chat feed, but I think Silent Hill 3 is the best because it wraps up the true story of what Silent Hill is actually about, which is the cult. Yeah, the whole Centralia, Pennsylvania bullshit is also not true. That's another movie thing that they did. Actually, I don't even think the movie shows Centralia. They just talk about a mining town, and people have like just assumed that that's the town that they were referencing, which it could have been. But it's a movie thing. I say Silent Hill 3 is my #1 favorite because it has the best gameplay of the first three. It has the best graphics. It has the same incredible audio visual quality of both 1 and 2. And it wraps up the story that began in Silent Hill 1. The true, foundational aspects of Silent Hill's story, which is the cult, the Flauros, the demon summoning ritual, all these things. Silent Hill 3 wraps all that up perfectly. It completes that story, that arc. I also like Heather as a protagonist. She's relatable, she's realistic, and at the time was actually really progressive to not just have a female main character, but to have a realistic one that didn't just have her boobs hanging out and scantily clad armor, like the Blood Rain games did a lot of stuff like that. And not to say that was the first one. There were ones that came before it, like Samus or Samus from Metroid. But, at the time, that was surprising that they would do that. So they were ahead of the curve in a lot of ways. Yes, Jill, great point. Yeah, Jill in Resident Evil Remake and the original. Also, the original RE3. And then I say Silent Hill 1 is second best for me because I think Silent Hill 1 has the strongest atmosphere and it utilized the PS1 hardware probably better than any other game outside of Metal Gear Solid 1. It absolutely maximized every ounce of performance they could get out of that console, and it delivers some amazing visuals for the time. Very, very disturbing visuals. The music is oppressive. The enemies are very disturbing, especially the bosses. And it just delivers everywhere. And, Fungo said it best in one of the Real Silent Hill Experience videos. And I love this quote because it's so true. He said, there are some times when you go back and you play games from your childhood or maybe, when you were a tween or a teen or whatever, and they're just not as good as you remember. It's like, I must have, maybe I was more impressed when I was a kid, but there are some games that you go back and they're exactly as good as you remember. And on the screen at that part of the video, he showed Metal Gear Solid 1 and Silent Hill 1. 100% true. When I go back to the PS1 library, I would put Final Fantasy VII in that category too. I still love that game. There's several PS1 games that I think still hold up, but particularly Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill, those two are still perfectly, up to some modern standards, like the quality of the presentation, the story, the pacing. Obviously, graphically, they can't compete. I mean, the fucking PlayStation came out in 1994 in Japan or something like that, but you get what I mean. I love how people have the same praises for 20th century gaming as they do for Shakespeare for the time it was progressive. I mean, it was, for a game. This is another thing that I really wanted to talk about. I can't believe there was a time where Konami was at the forefront of technological advancements in video games. They had games with the absolute best graphics in the industry, the best physics in the industry, texture work, frame rate optimization, everything. They were pushing the envelope at one point. When that started to change, I would say around 2006-07 is when that started to change. Yeah, absolutely. And I love that because I'm a big fan of like Puppet Combo. Puppet Combo is a developer that specifically designs indie PC horror games to look like PlayStation 1 games. Like you said, D-makes are popular, where they'll take a game that's newer than PS2 or newer than PS1 and they'll turn it into a pseudo PS1 style game. That art design and that style is still very popular to this day, and I love that. But yeah, my primary point with all this is just, they're held in high regard for a reason. But if you want to know my actual ranking from best to worst, Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 4. Sorry, Silent Hill 2, one of the best games ever made. Yes, absolutely incredible. Holds up perfectly fine. Enhanced Edition is amazing to play even now. One of the best stories ever written, but it is not what Silent Hill at its core is supposed to be about. It's a departure. It's not a side story, but it is a departure from the main line story of Silent Hill, which is directly about the cult, the ritual, and all these different things. I get that I'm in the minority here. A lot of people hate the cult, and the subreddit and the wiki over the years and just YouTube videos, people have made it very clear they hate the cult. and they think the cult is boring, and they think the cult kind of behaves like a soap opera, and they hate everything about it, this, that, and the other. Where PS1 graphics is an art style on itself, true. But, you know, I just don't agree. I like the cult aspects of the story. I think they're scary. Like the fact that they have no real name. People just call them the cult. You know, the Order, by the way, is a mistranslation. We've talked about that before. They were not supposed to have an official title of the Order ever. They were just supposed to remain unnamed, and people were just calling them the cult. But yeah, translation issue by Mr. Jeremy Blaustein, the guy who also translated Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, and 4, and Symphony of the Night, and a few other big Konami games from the late 90s, early 2000s. He's to blame for that mistranslation. Camp in my 20th century gaming. Who would do this? So yeah, that was probably the longest rant ever. But it started with us talking about how Silent Hill Ascension was a horrible launch game, and then we ended up talking into a whole, as you guys can tell, I could literally talk about Silent Hill all the time. The only problem is the cult was kind of bland and a concept that's been done a lot. Silent Hill 2 took a psychological style to horror, which was very new at the time. Shattered Memory is still the best, though. I mean, true. But Silent Hill 2 was also influenced very heavily by things like Stephen King, by things like David Lynch. Twin Peaks would be an example of something that it borrows from. Like, psychological horror had been done, but it had primarily been done in movies and TV shows. Like, for an example, something that a lot of people don't know, and I just recently found out, when you're going into the hotel, it was either David Lynch or David Fincher that did Alien 3. I think it was David Lynch, yes. But yeah. When you're going into the hotel for the first time, you just get off the boat and you're walking up. That was David Fincher. Okay, yeah. That's the Fight Club guy, most famously. But anyways, as you're walking up to the hotel, there's a staircase there, and the camera angle is kind of weird. Like, it does this weird shot where it's behind James looking up for some reason, and it's one of the first times in the game that they give you a specific camera angle like that. Well, that shot was specifically designed to mirror the ending of Pet Sematary, where the guy's holding his kid after he's, spoiler alert, after he got killed, and he's walking up the stairs with his kid wrapped up in a body. That shot is meant to mirror the shot from Pet Sematary, and it even has the exact same number of steps going up to the door. And Silent Hill 1 was obviously heavily inspired by, like, The Shining, and maybe even a little bit of Children of the Corn. Can't lie, I think Eternal Darkness is the best use of the medium of video games to represent insanity. Oh yeah, especially at a time where CRTs, they did like the volume slider thing. So what Fudge Me is talking about, just for anybody that doesn't know, Eternal Darkness was developed by a company called Silicon Knights for the GameCube. One of the only really strong horror games on the GameCube, M-rated by the way. And they had this sanity mechanic to the game, where as your characters would lose sanity as you advance through the game, crazy shit would happen. Everybody knows, like in the Psycho Mantis fight, when the screen goes dark and it says Hideo in the corner instead of video. When you get to certain parts of Eternal Darkness, it does similar things. Like, it'll put the volume thing on your TV, and it'll trick you into thinking that the volume is going down on your TV when it really isn't. Or the game will just like cut to snow, like when you're flipping through channels and you get to a channel where there's no signal. It would do things like that to fuck with you. And that was a really, really unique and just a breath of fresh air at the time, because no other game was doing stuff like that. Exactly. It took a concept that Hideo had like touched, he scratched the surface of, they fully dove into that. And there's a lot more in the game, but I don't want to get too deep into it, because I would love to play Eternal Darkness at some point, but I feel like that game's expensive. I feel like it's one of the most expensive GameCube games. I would probably have to buy a Wii, but whatever. Not the point. Anyways, to Dr. Red's point, psychological horror had not been done too much in video games when Silent Hill 2 came out. That's very true. But my primary point by saying that is that they were heavily inspired by psychological horror from people like Stephen King and David Lynch and different, there's a lot of different, all the authors that they use from the street names, Ray Bradbury, Michael Crichton, Dean Koontz, people like that. They were inspired by all of them. That's why they put their names in the game. So, it just goes back to that. It's not even really a theory, but it just goes back to that thing about art that like everything comes from something, nothing is truly 100% original. Everything is always derivative. Everything is always inspired by something that came before it. The same is true in video games. Same is true in the film industry. Same is true in music. Same is true in animation. Akira, one of the most famous animated movies ever made, was heavily inspired by something called like Tetsujin 24, where all the character names are the same. There's like Kaneda and Tetsuo, like all the character names or something like that. I forget exactly how it goes, but Katsuhiro Otomo was very inspired by that specific manga, so he borrowed a lot from it. Then again, that's biased by grading. You'll probably pick up something cheap if it's not graded. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely would love to play that sometime. Yeah, but to be fair, almost if not everything takes heavy inspiration and stuff. Yeah, for sure. People often say Resident Evil created horror and or survival horror games, but took heavy inspiration from Alone in the Dark, and RE was going to be a remake of Sweet Home. Yeah, it literally was originally when that project kicked off, because the way that we develop games in America is a little bit different. We kind of, it's like we're running a race, but Japan decides to run the race a completely different way than we do. Don't make me get in here with Tetsujin 28 and Otomo's. Tetsujin 28. I knew I had read Tetsujin something was like what he was heavily inspired by. But I'm sure you would know way more about that than I. But yeah, the way that Japan develops games is they have a very extensive planning stage first. And they were doing this way before, like AAA developers in the US didn't do this until, like the mid 2000s. They would have kickoff meetings and ideas and stuff, but they wouldn't like spend months, if not a whole ass year, planning a game the way that Japan does. And when they were in the planning stages of Biohazard 1, meaning the Resident Evil game on PS1 that came out in 1996, when they were in the planning stages for that, the original concept of that game was a remake of Sweet Home for the Super Nintendo. Shoutouts to Carl Barks, aka the Duckman, the origin of many of your favorite moments in media you never knew. I actually don't know about that. But yeah, that's the that was the original plan for Biohazard. And that's true, Dr. Red, what you said. Everything does take heavy inspiration, but I think to really be like a trailblazer type game in the industry, you have to take some risks. You have to, and here's the thing too. Now, I promise I'm not just quoting Twin Perfect here, but they did make a great observation. They said in one of their videos, consider the fact that Silent Hill 2 is probably the most cliche story ever. A main character with amnesia? Oh my God, how many fucking times has that been done, dude? That's probably been done a quintillion times. But it's not about what it is, it's about how it's executed. You can take something that is cliche as all hell, stereotypical in every possible way, full of tropes, but if you execute it in a unique and interesting way, it can still be a successful piece of media. In Silent Hill 2's case, they didn't do the cliche thing where at the very end he has this OMG realization. He does the fucking Kevin McAllister from Home Alone and looks at the camera and says, "Oh my God." And then the game just ends. That's how most things, they save the reveal for the very, very, very end. And then it's like it's over once you get the twist. They don't do it that way. You find out about 2/3 of the way through the game, and then the rest of the game is about how he's going to deal with it, and that determines your individual endings. Is he going to refuse to move on, get into a car and drive into Toluca Lake? Is he going to just completely give in to his delusion and leave with Maria? Is he going to just stay in denial and leave with Maria? Is he going to, decide to actually move on with his life and leave the town behind and potentially adopt Laura, and try to move on with his life? Is he going to go completely insane and snap and put Mary's body into a fucking boat and swim out into the middle of the lake and attempt to resurrect her using some crazy fucking black magic. What's he gonna do? You know, it's executed in such an interesting way. And it's so unique in that aspect that even though if you were to look at the bones of the story, a main character with amnesia is cliche as fuck, but the execution was like 5-star gold, S tier. And because of that, it works incredibly well. So, you know, Shadow of the Colossus is like that too. You know, the twist at the end is kind of cliche, to be honest with you. You know, you've been deceived the whole time. You thought that you were the good guy. You thought that you were doing the honorable thing. Turns out you were being used. But it doesn't just end there. You know, you actually get a very fucked up and sad, but you get a nice wrap up of the events of the game and realize what you've done. How serious it was in the grand scheme of things. Everything from Astro Boy to Indiana Jones, it's all based on Carl Barks' work. Yeah. There's a lot of instances of things like that too. Like a musical artist being inspired by, you know, a specific artist from the 60s or 70s that just like really broke the mold. You hear about stuff like that happening all the time too. So yeah, you know, just kind of going back to Konami, something else that I wanted to talk about is like considering the fact that around the era of 1998 to 2004, they were really pushing the industry forward in a lot of different ways. KCET, otherwise known as Konami Computer Entertainment Tokyo, they had Team Silent and they had Kojima's team working internally, which is just an insane collection of talent, like unbelievable. And those teams were working in like adjacent offices pretty much. Like Team Silent was in one office on the same floor and Kojima's team was on the other side of the floor. And they worked so closely together that a lot of the trees that made it into Metal Gear Solid 3 also made it into Silent Hill 4 in the forest world. Like they would just borrow things from each other, assets, sound effects, textures, things like that. So the fact that they put out Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 and Silent Hill 1 through 4 in such a short span, like it is incredible. They were almost like Rareware, where every single thing that Rareware put out was just amazing. Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Blast Corps, like Killer Instinct, like fucking everything they put out was just amazing. And then, I don't know exactly when this happened, but Konami had a big shift in management at some point. I think it was in the late 2000s that this happened, like 2008 or something. And then they started to outsource a bunch of stuff. Kojima did not want to make Metal Gear Solid 4. He was sick to death of it and he wanted to move on to a new project. Yes, Conker's Bad Fur Day as well. Great game. But Kojima was sick of Metal Gear Solid and he wanted to move on to new projects, but they said, nope, motherfucker, you're going to make a Metal Gear Solid game for PlayStation 3. And he has often cited that time as being one of the lowest points of his life and his career because the development was just a nightmare. That hardware was so difficult to work with. And at that time, he was sick of it, you know? That's why Metal Gear Solid 4 is full of, like, corny referential stuff to older games, because, like, he was done. He was fed up with the shit. You know, he just wanted to insert a bunch of campy references, like, he has Otacon say a bunch of lines about, you know, things being stretched to their limits and things like that, and it's just a euphemism for the game, is what it is. You know, like having a return to Shadow Moses being unnecessary and stuff like that. It's all in there. And it's all dialogue that he wrote, I'm assuming. Or his team wrote. But anyways, regarding Kojima, he had an opportunity, as everybody famously knows, in 2015. Konami decided, you know what? Let's give Kojima Silent Hill. And let's see what he can do with this. And it was announced in 2014. I forget if it was like the PlayStation State of Play. Were they even doing State of Plays in 2014? I don't remember. But whatever, you know, PlayStation event that it was in 2014, playable teaser got released, also known as PT. Probably the most famous teaser for a video game ever. It's very short. It usually takes like an hour or 2 hours. Yes, Kojima and Guillermo del Toro were working together. At the end of the playable teaser, it was leaked that it was Norman Reedus playing the main character. I think the original trailer they showed for Silent Hills had Norman Reedus in it. Oh yeah, that's where Guillermo shines for sure. Like Pan's Labyrinth is one of my favorite movies ever, and the monster design in that is amazing. But yeah, um, so playable teaser comes out. The hype is unimaginable. Everybody's like, oh my god, not only is Silent Hill coming back, but it's going to have the gameplay, the sound design, the attention to detail, the dialogue, the writing that Kojima is famous for. This could be like the big comeback that we've all been waiting for. Is it actually going to like come back and take over the industry again? About 6-7 months goes by. Project is canceled. What? We're all just like, what? Why'd you cancel it? Everybody was excited. They were excited beyond belief for this game. Why the fuck did you cancel this? The reason they cited for canceling Silent Hills: creative differences. There were creative differences between Konami and Kojima's team, and so they decided ultimately to scrap the project. Yeah, it was one of the biggest fumbles for sure. Now, we don't know for sure, but it is assumed that the development of Metal Gear Solid 4 had a lot to do with, or Metal Gear Solid 5 had a lot to do with this. the short message. Metal Gear Solid 5 had a very, very tumultuous development. It is rumored that Kojima spent over $100 million on the development of that game. Actually, I don't even think it's rumored. I think it's confirmed. But what happened was he had spent a lot of money. A lot, because they developed the whole Fox engine for that game, and it was going to be used for like all Konami games moving forward, like big console releases. So they make the Fox engine, which is an incredibly expensive process. To build an engine from the ground up and not just like use Unreal Engine or Unity or whatever is very, very expensive. There's a reason why the Unreal Engine is everywhere, because building an engine is one of the most expensive and resource intensive and time consuming things you can do in game development. So they build out this whole engine. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, and the dog shit Metal Gear Survive are like the only games that have ever been made on it to this day. But my point in all this is he had spent upwards of $100 million on Metal Gear Solid 5's development. And he apparently, now this is where we get into the alleged territory, but the rumor is he was apparently called into a meeting of boardroom, like a board of directors at Konami. And they said, okay, you've spent $100 million on this game and you're asking us for more money. And they questioned his ability to make the money back. And that, again, this is all alleged, that apparently is what caused the tension between him and Konami, because he's like, all the success that I've had in the past with Metal Gear Solid, with everything that I've worked on, and you think that I can't make the money back? You know, he took it as an affront to his talent. And so it kind of drove a wedge between him and Konami. And then Konami got really petty about it, and they started timing his team's bathroom breaks and doing a bunch of weird, like, you know, a bunch of weird corporate shit. Like they were reading people's emails to make sure they weren't talking about the board of directors, and they were timing people's bathroom breaks and just doing weird shit. And then they made the very boneheaded decision to scrape his logo off of the Phantom Pain's box art. They removed the Kojima Productions logo off of the box art. And they also banned him from appearing at the Game Awards that year because they knew he would receive awards for the game and they didn't want him to receive awards. They had fucking Kiefer Sutherland accept an award on his behalf. Like, what the hell? So, and that was pretty much the end of him working with them as a company, because at that point they had shifted their focus fully to mobile games and pachinko machines and just gambling bullshit. That's all they had done. And they were of the opinion that we shouldn't have to spend $100 million plus to make a video game when we can just spend, you know, a couple million to make some shitty mobile game and then just charge the hell out of people with microtransactions. Like, it's so much easier. The return on investment is amazing over here. Why are we spending all this time to develop these big budget, you know, games on console? So that pretty much was the end of him working for them. Again, I don't know if it's ever been like fully confirmed that that's what happened, but based on all the things that I've read, that's how it all went down. Like, he was asking for more money. They said they didn't trust him to make the money back. He took that as an affront to his ability, and all of his success that he had had in the industry was like called into question, and it pissed him off. understandably so. And higher ranking people than him basically voted him out at that point. And they started, you know, surveilling the shit out of his team and like doing really weird corporate bullying type tactics to kind of shove them out. It's okay because it all worked out. You know, he got I would imagine, I don't know if the numbers have ever been confirmed, but I'm sure he got an incredibly lucrative deal. Kojima Productions was purchased by Sony, and he has an unbelievable office now. Like their building that they work out of is so fucking crazy. Like it is a next level development studio, and it's really cool to see. And then of course Death Stranding came out, and to my knowledge, Death Stranding did really well. So, you know, it all worked out, but, you know, Konami just seems to be like the kings of fumbling the fucking bag in every possible way, you know? What's the most overrated game, in my opinion, objectively and subjectively? That is a great question. I don't really think I could point to one specific game. Overrated. So a game that I'm trying to think. It just comes down to preference. Because I mean, I would say World of Warcraft. You know, I've watched people play World of Warcraft for years. I don't see anything special in that game whatsoever. But the way that people talk about it is it's as if that game keeps them breathing. It's as if that game keeps them alive. And, you know, I have a good friend who loves World of Warcraft, and I respect the hell out of that, but it's like, I just don't get it. Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe I just don't get it, but MMOs have just never been my thing, ever. I do remember playing Warcraft 3, and I enjoyed that, though. That was an awesome game. I always played as the orcs. The orcs were hilarious. The peons, remember? Me not that kind of orc. That was awesome. But that's my opinion, you know. Could be a Geo thing too, since WoW was not that big Asia-wise. I just never really cared about MMOs, period. Like Elder Scrolls Online, I remember was supposed to be a big deal when it came out, and it kind of wasn't. There was like Star Wars: The Old Republic that KOTOR fans were like, "Oh my god, we're finally getting an MMO version," and it wasn't that good. The only like long-lasting MMOs that are still going strong today are like Final Fantasy XIV and World of Warcraft. Everything else has kind of fallen by the wayside. Well, wasn't there that Amazon game? It was called like New Worlds or something. That one's also kind of still going. You know, they have a ton of money and they're like doing new content and stuff. I don't even know. There's apparently still a pretty healthy community for Final Fantasy XI too, so you could make the argument that it's still ongoing. Well, those are RTS games. They're not MMOs, but yeah. StarCraft and Dota are still doing well. Oh, you're talking about overrated games? I can't really think of much else outside of World of Warcraft. Like, I have an IRL friend who's going to be so pissed off with that answer, but his name is Nemesis921. You guys have seen that here. So that's a subjective opinion. What about a game that you can say objectively sucked, but people hyped up? That's a good question. It sucked, but people hyped it up. No Man's Sky was a big one. I got into a very stupid argument with somebody about No Man's Sky. They were one of those people that was just like completely absorbed in the hype, and they're like, "Oh my god, you can go anywhere, do anything, blah blah blah." I'm like, dude, that's not how video games work. Like, there's gonna be a set amount of things you can do and say and do. Like as far as actions that you can do, it has to be limited. That's how video games fucking work. And he was like, "No, dude, they said you can go anywhere. There's a billion quintillion fucking planets." And it's like, dude, what the hell are you on about? And of course, it came out, and you know. Go for it, Kendo. I want to hear what you guys have to say as well. That's the whole point. The most overhyped game, The Last of Us 1. Oh, Last of Us 2 would be my answer immediately. Hey, what's up, Salt? Last of Us 2 would be my answer. And listen, it's not for the reasons you might think. Hell yeah. DT770 gang. Watch Dogs is a great answer too. But Watch Dogs actually came out to like lukewarm reception. So anyway, Last of Us 1 was a very, very critically acclaimed game, but a lot of people criticized it because it was so cinematic and it had a bunch of like, big budget Hollywood tropes in it. And it really did. It did, for sure. But overall, I felt like it was a strong game. The Last of Us 2, I don't dislike it for the reasons you probably think. It's not about the story or the characters, not one specific character named Abby. That's not why I don't like it. I don't like The Last of Us 2 because they engaged in incredibly deceptive marketing and they tried to play it off like they were being geniuses. This is a spoiler. I'm going to give a spoiler really quick. So if you have not played Last of Us 2, please click away for a second, okay? Massive spoiler warning right now. In the trailers for The Last of Us 2, they digitally altered Joel's face. Joel was the main character of Last of Us 1. In the trailer, the first one for Last of Us 2, they digitally altered his face to make him look younger, to trick people into purchasing the game thinking that you were going to play as him again or that he would be more involved in the story. In reality, when you play the game, he gets killed off and it just happens. It just happens like out of nowhere. He just gets fucking murdered. Everything he went through in the first game was for absolutely nothing. He just gets fucking murdered. Dude, I put a massive spoiler warning. I couldn't have put more of a spoiler warning. And then not only does he get murdered, then you have to play as his killer for like the next 2 hours. Actually, it's longer than that. So it just, some people, there's like two opinions on it. Some people are like, oh, that's so genius. They subverted expectations. And then other people like me are like, no, that's deceptive garbage, dude. What the fuck is that? You tricked people into buying this game under false pretenses, thinking that they would get to play as this beloved character again, and you just like kicked the pedestal out from underneath. Like, that's not cool. That's fucking stupid. Exactly, fudge me. They wanted to have like the Metal Gear Solid 2 moment, but it fell flat for me. It was really cringy. In fact, like when I got to that part, I was like, really? Was that like a dream that I just played or something? Are they going to reveal that that was a dream or something? Because that didn't really happen, did it? And then it slowly hit me that like, wow, they actually went in that direction. What the fuck? And then, of course, when we get into the, this, I guess you could say this is still subjective, but when we get into the game awards, oh my, every award under the fucking sun goes to Last of Us 2. Every fucking award. And I'm just sat there like, what? Ghost of Tsushima? What the fuck is this? Ghost of Tsushima, like, I thought it was a significantly stronger game. That was just me, and a lot of other people agreed. In fact, Ghost of Tsushima won all of the actual fan voting. Ghost of Tsushima won everything. So, you have this small group of like maybe 10, 15 people, the Academy, whatever, the video game equivalent is of that, giving Last of Us 2 every award under the sun. I think Ghost of Tsushima did win like one or two. Not that it really matters at the end of the day, but yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. None of this fucking matters. I just thought it was funny that like it was winning all these awards when what I believed an objectively better game had come out. Like I genuinely thought Ghost of Tsushima was a much better game. And I agree with, there's a guy on YouTube named Nakey Jakey who made a really long video analysis of Last of Us 2 saying that it has outdated game design. And it really does. At its core, it follows the same structure that like Uncharted 1 followed. It's got the chapters and it's got the scripted walking and talking segments. It's got the platforming segments, the climbing, the jumping over and vaulting while characters talk to each other. Like it basically follows the same basic game design as Uncharted 1. And it came out in like what, Last of Us 2 was like 2018, I believe. Now, let me be clear. Graphically, sound-wise, animations, character models, facial animation, voice acting, production quality, top fucking tier. I mean, unbelievable. This shit is like the best the industry has to offer, but it doesn't mean much if the story that's underneath it falls flat. It loses a lot of the praise in my eyes when the story falls flat. If Silent Hill 2 existed in the form that it does, but the story only had one cringy ending, do you think anybody would give a shit? No. It would be known as the game that started strong and fell flat at the end. You have to, it's a complete package. I don't care if the graphics will blow me away from start to finish if the underlying story is a disappointment. Fast action, slow platforming, extended cutscenes equals game of the year formula. Yeah, and like doing everything it can to like mimic big budget action movies in Hollywood. That's what that felt like to me. I just felt like Last of Us 1 was a more unique concept, you know? I liked the connection between Joel and Ellie. You know, he loses his daughter at the beginning. She becomes, you know, a daughter figure. He gets very protective of her. I loved that sort of progression they had as characters. And all that was, it's like everything that everybody loved about Last of Us 1 was just like lost in translation. Either they didn't get it, or like you said, they were trying to have like a subverting all expectations moment, but it didn't work for me. Did not work at all. And I'm not alone in that. There's a lot of people out there that agree with that. Not that I would care anyway, because my opinions are my own. I don't give a fuck, but no wonder how the series adaptation is great, since from the start, I think it was made to be similar, like a US series. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, can't like. Game design content is one of three things: inept, basic, or memes. There's nothing else. I never see a game design video that's like, look at this transcendent use of game design. I mean, true. Yeah. That's true. You can't really win when it comes to game design, but I do totally agree. You know, I think that as far as translating video games to other types of media, typically it can be very awkward, and a lot of things don't translate effectively. Like segments where you're supposed to be exploring cannot translate to a TV show. What are they just supposed to show your characters wandering around? You know, like Bill's Town, for example. You can spend like 30 to 40 minutes in Bill's Town in The Last of Us 1, just going into like the record store, talking to Ellie about, you know, the way these stores used to work, because remember, she grew up in the post-apocalyptic world, so she doesn't know about it. There's like an arcade machine you can talk about, all kinds of things, but they can't put that in the show. That would just be a waste of time. So like that, it just doesn't translate like that. But like you said, Kendo, Last of Us was structured very similar to a series already, and so in that sense, it can work. But yeah, so, you know, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and call it here on this episode. I think we've had some great conversations tonight. Not going to lie, The Last of Us show was really smart in that you had the montage and the dialogue instead of walking us through an elaborate set. Yeah, and like, I think the decisions they made were strong. Like the Fallout series seems to be going in a similar direction where they're translating things intelligently. They're not just like, oh, you know, this thing in the game that was cool and epic, let's try to make it even more bombastic and cool and epic. You know, a lot of video game movies try to do that. Like Silent Hill movie. You know how Pyramid Head is like kind of subtle and understated in the game, and he just kind of toys with you. Well, let's make him like a bloodthirsty murderer in the movie that like swings his sword 2 inches from your face and is just jacked and rips people to shreds. You know what I mean? It's like, you just fucking, the whole concept of this, what he's supposed to represent, was completely lost on them when they made that movie. Anyways, like I said, I appreciate everybody hanging out. The stream is not over. I record these live at the beginning of the stream, but I hope everybody enjoyed episode 15. I'm going to start doing a lot more of these episodes. Hopefully, we're going to have some more exciting guests on soon. And I hope to have my first episode soon with a roundtable discussion. Not just me, hopefully 1, if not 2, or maybe even 3 more guests. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Everybody say bye to the YouTube gang, and we'll see you next week. All right, recording is over. Damn, that was actually a blast, but my throat is like dead. I'm gonna need some water, you guys. Let me go ahead and turn on my PS3 though, so we can get ICO started here. I'm glad the Fallout series narratively feels more interplay than Bethesda, despite it being obviously very Bethesda. Oh yeah, I'm gonna grab me some water. I don't have any tea, but I'm gonna grab me some water. Whoa, ICO has like no followers on Twitch. That's surprising. Shadow of the Colossus has like 186,000. ICO has 4K. That's surprising. ICO first play. All right, gamers, we're in there. Whew. Give me just a sec. Let me stand up, stretch, refresh my throat, because there's going to be a lot more talking going on, and I got to get ready for that. So sorry for the leak. Sorry for the awkward like chopping into part 2, but I hope everybody enjoyed the episode tonight because I had a blast. So anyways, be right back very quick. All right. Sorry about that, guys. We're back now. I got a cat that's kind of under the weather, so I had to check on her as well. She seems to be doing okay, though. We're like 95% sure she's got a wicked hairball she's trying to get out, because I keep hearing her cough something up and then immediately swallow it. Like, I can literally hear the hairball coming up and then she swallows it. She gets these every now and then. It takes her a couple days to get them. But, man, that was a fun episode, for real. We got to talk extensively about Silent Hill. And what's not to like about that? All right. Let's play this game. Guys, is it tacky to tag another streamer while you play a game? Because I was going to put shout-outs to Pete Dorr, the guy that inspired me to play this for the first time. Is it tacky to do that? Should I leave that out of my title? Because I feel like it kind of gets into that thing where like you're trying to get the attention of a bigger streamer, it seems like. Even though I'm not. Okay, we'll leave it. Okay, please tell me my browser is not being captured. Ooh, okay, it's not. Thank God. However, naked, sexy people on camera in fantasy setting scratching the GOT itch better than Matt Smith's penis in House of the Dragon. Excuse me? There's not a single sentence. There's not a single part of that sentence you just typed that I understand. I know GOT is Game of Thrones. That's about it. Hey, what's up, Wang in my zipper? Oh, you're already here. What the hell? What am I talking about? The Witcher is very horny. True. I played the intro of Witcher 3 where he has like his wife in the tub with him or whatever. I never got I would love to actually do Witcher 3 as a first play because I only ever made it to like that very first bar in the game. Or tavern, I guess. The graphics were incredibly impressive. Holy shit. Already, this looks very similar to Shadow of the Colossus, and I love that about it. So apparently this game inspired Neil Druckmann and Miyazaki of From Software to start making games, which is very interesting. Oh, they did, dude. Like, Witcher 3 impressed the shit out of me. Just the little bit that I played, I was like, dude, the fucking models, especially the sunlight coming through was what impressed the shit out of me. When did this come out? 2001? I think it was 01. Which that's nuts if it is. Yeah, 2001. Wow. A whole 4 years before Shadow of the Colossus on PS2. What does ICO or ICO even mean? Like, what is the significance of the title? Am I not supposed to know that yet, or what? Oh, that's his name. Okay, I didn't even know that. Wonder how old Fumito Ueda is. I would assume he's probably in his 50s by now. $54, yeah. Yeah, I mean, those walls look exactly like a lot of the floors we saw in Shadow of the Colossus. You know what, dude? I think Nintendo was inspired by this, too. This literally looks like the Tower of the Gods in Wind Waker. How you have those statues that separate each other and you can play the command melody to control them. I wonder if Nintendo was inspired by this as well. This all looks like the Tower of the Gods from Wind Waker as well. Is Nintendo biting Fumito Ueda? Because it certainly fucking looks like it. There's no way you can't convince me that Breath of the Wild was heavily, heavily inspired by Colossus. No way. Even down to the damn hang glider, the horse, everything. Yeah, it could be either or. Tower of the Gods from Wind Waker or, you know, Twilight Princess. Dominion Rod statues may as well be stolen assets. Yeah. Yeah, these games definitely. I mean, Shadow of the Colossus definitely gets a lot of appreciation, but I feel like ICO or ICO is just never talked about. Hardly anybody talks about this game. Okay, I thought he was about to get crushed. Like, damn, how much of a tank is this kid? You saw a Toonami review of this game? Wow, that is... I know, man. It just like pulls you into the world. It's so fascinating to look at because it's so unique. He almost looks cel-shaded in a way. The kid himself looks cel-shaded. I mean, they said it was for the good of the village, so I have to assume a sacrifice is going on here. Or about to go on. Yeah, they both have the poncho. The Clint Eastwood poncho. Really, it's a Mexican poncho, but yes. Cameras. Whoa. Dude, I did not expect the analog movement to be that smooth. Holy shit. Whoa, dude, the weight. That's one of the best things about them. Like, they have weight down to a science, like the physics of a character moving and jumping. Oh my god. That is like dead on. Okay, circle to walk, square to like do a shoulder check. No, square to give the people's elbow. Oh, I was wondering why. I'm just doing that because the capture card can appear a little bit dark to you guys if I don't. Now that's what we want to see. Fully stretched to the screen. That's beautiful. I'll do one less on brightness. Dude, this is such a 2001 menu, by the way. So many, this literally looks like the PS2 BIOS menu font. I love that about it. Okay, how do I climb? Did I just walk into that or did I press triangle? Nope, you just walk into it. Sweet. R1 to yell. Probably not a good idea if our captors are still around. Circle, just like Shadow. Yeah, visually, I remember being really impressed with this. Like, I saw my dad play the first few minutes of it. And I remember visually being very impressed with it, but... did you guys know on PS2 this actually runs in 240p? It's one of the very few PS2 games that does. Damn, they also had really good climbing animations in this even. Damn. I did a BLJ, a backwards long jump, dude. Whoa, what the fuck? Hey, no problem, Fudge Me. Welcome back, Dr. Red. Unless you were here the whole time and I'm just tripping. Time where 21-inch TVs were a luxury? Yeah, dude. I always played on a really small, shitty CRT. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. That was a fun one for sure. Oh, cool. I mean, it's cool that I can do that, but like, what's the point? Really? Oh. Okay, can I just... What are you doing, dude? Please. Okay. I tried to do it like Shadow of the Colossus. It doesn't work. How do I throw? Oh. Oh, that... You know, I've never finished that game, but it is amazing. I would love to play it. Get this bullshit out of my way. He died. Well, goodbye. 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 That's where they opened the thing. If there's no ladder... Oh, there we go. I love how quiet it is so far. You know, there's just like wind sounds. I feel so spacious in here. You can connect things, but not explicitly described / explained. I prefer that. Dude, look how sharp. I know this is probably part of the collection, but look how sharp those textures are. The stone. Not like cobblestone, but just the stone walls are very cool. Very nice looking. Yeah, Dave talked about this earlier, but this game is infamous for having like horrific American box art. It's like this incredibly disturbing, super realistic image of him holding a stick. Like, what the hell? I don't think we can make that. Hmm? Ooh. Damn, it's so bright out here. Whoa, look how far you can see. Holy shit. I love that it's just wind sounds and nature sounds. For the most part. So far, there hasn't been any semblance of like pickups or interactable things. The only thing we could do is pick up those pots. Oh god, Devil May Cry 2. We don't talk about that game. I think it's this one over here we gotta go to. Oh, this is gonna... Okay, this is gonna be really stupid, but we're going for it. Oh, okay. I totally expected that to void me out or something. Let's go. The kid is made of pure iron. Bones of steel. I haven't seen like a life bar or anything either. I don't know. It's the horns. Yeah, you just let the horns take the brunt of the fall. Oh, cool. You can jump off the ladders. That's awesome. Okay, but how do I actually get her down, though? I never went up this side. Let's see if there's like a lever over here or something. Can I just say, and I've talked about this a lot, but this capture quality, when I glance over, it's so much stronger than the Elgato cards used to be. The Elgato cards always had this like shade of gray. Like everything about it had a gray tint to it, but now things actually look like they look on my screen, which is awesome. Wait, what was the purpose of that? Like it basically looks one-to-one with what I'm looking at, which is really cool. Is there a lever I'm not seeing? It looks like I could just jump on it, maybe. I don't know how I'm supposed to open it if it's locked, though. Alright, do we just go for it? Fuck it, let's go for it. Oh. Dude, the sound, too. The sound effects are so good. That sounded a lot like Japanese. Well, it's shimmer shining a little bit. Oh yeah, bitch, you're done. Your days are numbered. Beat the shit out of him, dude. That's right. Whoa, look at that. It has like a little ghost. It has like a trail that goes behind it. That's so cool. You good? Oh, R1. Oh, so R1 grabs her hand? Or is it just when you get close enough? It is R1. Do I have to keep holding R1? Looks like it, yeah. Noodle arms, yeah. That kind of reminds me of the hand-holding mechanic from Dead Rising a little bit. Okay, well, we don't need a sword or anything. Are we another dude looking for a kith? No, we're literally a kid who lucked his way out of being sacrificed, and we just rescued this girl. She was suspended above a big, like, spiral room in a cage. I was gonna say, surely she can climb up that tiny little thing. We're probably gonna have to help her up here, though. And we're a Giga Chad with a 2x4. Bless you. All we have is a 2x4 to defend ourselves. There we go. So it's kind of R1 to do any interactions with her. That's cool. Oh my god. I mean, true, Dave. Yeah. We don't have to go through an incredible amount of bullshit just to resurrect her. There's a couch out here? What is this? They have modern amenities here. Let's go. Circle? Oh, you just walk up to it. I swear this looks like the PS2 BIOS text font. I love that about it. Oh, this music. Man, this game feels so early PS2. I love that about it. I have a 750 gigabyte hard drive in here, so there's no way it's gonna not have enough space. See what I mean? Like, just, it literally looks like PS2 BIOS with the text and everything, which is awesome. Okay. So couches are how we save. That is interesting. I love to move the camera and just look around because of how much extra stuff you can see. We got seagulls. Check the statue. Yeah, that is a pretty unique looking statue. Can I climb up this? Oh, you can jump and swing too. Nice. Dude, that little trail behind the stick is so realistic, actually. What the fuck? I rarely see games that do that. How do I check it though? I don't guess I can really. Oh, the statue also got horns. Oh, good point. Yeah, one of them got busted and one of them got broken off though. I thought I was supposed to be able to like examine it. Yeah, she'll figure it out. Okay, well, I fucked up. I almost fell off myself. Yeah, she's good. Didn't even need to help her. That was weird. She just gonna oh yeah, she has to stand out there to keep the thing open, right? That's what it looks like. Nope, never mind. Oh, not again. You guys didn't learn your lesson the first time? I beat the everlasting shit out of you with my stick. I'm gonna... You guys need to go cut me a switch. Never mind, I already got one. Oh god. Bitch. Oh, we got a combo too. Absolutely finished off. I bet you I'm gonna have to drag this over. Or just push it. No? Well, I can grab one of these. Probably and use it. Those little clues are vital on the whole story. Not heavy enough. I guess this would be, because this certainly looks like something I can move. This crate over here. Yeah, that I can move. Oh. Didn't expect that. So far, the music is very different than Shadow of the Colossus. Shadow of the Colossus was all very epic, orchestral, symphony-style music, and this has like a really... I don't even really know how to describe it. It just kind of makes me think of like, you know, eerie electronic kind of vibes. Very, very different. I don't guess there's anything she can do here. Am I gonna have to jump over this, maybe? Or do we go out over there? I mean, he's not gonna get severely hurt by this. You can actually move the camera so far. Gregorian chanting instruction theory, but through an eerie synthetic timbre. Yeah, eerie and synth were two of the first words that came to mind when I was thinking about it. Very different. Shadow of the Colossus feels like it was composed by a whole ass orchestra, which it probably was. A lot of strings, a lot of very, you know, emotional, intense string sections and different things. Is there like a reset camera button? I guess not really. R2 zooms in just like Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah, something. Okay, that's going to be probably the lever that opens up the door where she's at. Since we're not fighting calcified giants this time, true. Alright, sweet. So now she can get down and we can save over there. I actually would love to see what the original PS2 version of this looked like. Oh, no, you don't. I'm going to have to tell you again. Oh, look at him. He dodged. Oh, what the fuck? It's a different one. We haven't seen those yet. Oh. Bitch. When do I get the shotgun, dude? I need a blunderbuss to deal with these guys. I love the trail of their eyes, too. That's so cool. Yeah, I think so. So basically the way Blue Point remasters games, they don't rely on source code or anything. They actually just take retail discs of the game and then they essentially make a PC version of it. Yes, exactly what you just said. They translate it from C to C++ with using the retail discs and all the data that are on them. And then they just convert it and run it at a higher FPS pretty much. And then they do individually upscale some textures, but they try not to mess with too much. So they can keep it as close to the original as possible, which I love. Love this music, man. It's so, like, whimsical, you know? It's like you actually have a moment of safety. Okay, so I hope she can climb chains, because I think she's going to have to if we want to get out of this room. Yeah, she's going to have to climb this if she wants to get out. Can she actually do it, though? Maybe I have to be off of it. She can't jump that high, dude. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Now this should work. I like that there's like environmental puzzles. That's, you know, I enjoy that aspect and how different it is. You know, it's not just about locating Colossi and fighting them. I know that this one came first, and so it's a more simple concept, but I just love the way, you know, there's very little that's been told to me so far, so I have no clue what's going on outside of the fact that he was supposed to be sacrificed and escaped. We know nothing about this girl, but she has some kind of power that lets her do the same thing that their swords do, which is move those, you know, those things out of the way of doors and, like, moving obstacles out of the way so we can get out of the prison area. Oh, damn. Look at that sky even, dude. Needs some sun. She looks pale, yeah. Actual ghost complexion. Even has the ethereal glow to go with it. Yep, she was hanging in a cage. Oh, the first flying one that we've seen. Back the fuck up. Oh my god, it's so... Why is it so much bigger, dude? No, dude. Oh, the jump combo, let's go. Nope. Look, he's stuck in an endless loop. What a buffoon. Oh god. Okay, I was gonna say they're probably gonna pick her up and just fly. Okay, well. Better land again, idiot. Nope, that's not even the one that has her. No, shit. Well, she's gone. Okay, I pulled her out slightly. Okay. She definitely would have taken a few stray hits there. I think that guy's dead now. Dude, how many? Lost to a stick, by the way. Fucking idiots lost to a stick. Shadow Demon's no match for the stick of truth. Actually, though. Okay, so there's a ladder right there as well, but I wanted to see if there was anything over here. Looks like a train or some kind of trolley track or something. Let's check up here. Damn. You can see like hills or mountains in the background too. Really cool shot. Alright, well, let's head over where they tried to pull her into that void, because I think that's where we're actually supposed to go. Let me Leon. Dude, if they would give me a 12 gauge shotgun, I would have this all solved in 2 seconds. Trust me on that one. Is she coming or what? There we go. Why is he not climbing? This game is a vibe for sure. It's very, very quiet and relaxing so far. I love that there's barely any music. You just hear like wind and water sounds. And birds. There's another couch up here. Yeah, zen-like. I don't guess we need to be here yet. Or let's just try to go down a little bit further. Okay, this looks like more. Oh, okay, we can actually get on the... Oh, okay, so this is probably going to break through that at the end. Get on so I don't run you over. Guys, I gotta say, you know, the streams lately, I know, like Siren Killer said, it feels like I've been streaming like a very degenerate amount lately. And I promise I'm not just saying this. These have seriously been some of the most fun streams I've done in so long. Really branching out and playing games that I've always wanted to play. I'm just enjoying myself so much more. I'm in such a better mood. And especially doing this carnivore diet has really changed things up as far as my energy levels. I feel so good. Streams have just been an absolute blast for me lately. More fun than ever before. No question about it. Starting area equals spiral stair. Oh, true. Yeah, very much like Shadow. Sorry. It's not proper mic etiquette to just hiccup right into the thing like I am. Should be muting myself. Dude, speaking of diet, I had this amazing flat iron steak. Me and Bridget both cooked it. Like, I started it and she finished it, but we cooked 2 flat iron steaks that were about 8 ounces each. And I absolutely basted the shit out of them in Kerrygold grass-fed butter. God, it was like the greatest steak I've ever fucking had, dude. Salted the shit out of it as well. I mean, do I have to wait on her or what? I guess that's the game's way of telling me, dumbass, you didn't help her. But she shook her head no. Oh, what? Oh my god. She just shook her head no. I thought I was in the wrong spot. Oh, she's a Giga Chad for that jump. Dude, quiet. She should be able to do that on her own, surely. I accidentally grabbed 2 straws, but I ain't complaining. Okay, I guess she won't climb that. Okay. She'll jump on that, though. So she has to jump on that, and then we... Maybe we have to jump over here and then help her up. Yeah, let's jump. Let's go back over there. Hey, that was a super similar animation. I almost said similar to Wander. That like swinging momentum thing that he tried to do to climb up. Yeah, let's go back, jump onto that crate and try to help her over. Like the little dust things being kicked up as we go across the... Oh, that was a little bit scary. Okay, and then I guess we'll go back and do it again. Yeah, because we certainly can't get anywhere else now. So I guess I gotta go back and use the lever again. But how do we get to where she's at, though? Unless it puts it right in front of where we're trying to go. Wouldn't she just be trapped wherever we... When we put it back in its original position? That was kind of scary. You gave her no warning, dude. Not an ounce of warning. Okay, I think that's where this path that we're on right now leads us anyway, so that'll work. Now we just climb our way down, I believe. Or up. Maybe there's just like a big staircase or a ramp that leads down here in a second. Oh, okay. Oh, we're gonna jump down the chain. Okay, that's cool. Oh, dear God. Kind of a scary jump here, but I'm gonna do it anyway. All right, so now we just climb down the chain and we're good. Look at that shot, dude. That's so cool. Look at that. I love it, Kendo. I love the difference in gameplay style here. All right, now we need to get ourselves a beautiful screenshot here for the thumbnail. And I think this shot of him descending down the ladder is perfect. Oh, that's perfect. Right here. That would make a perfect one. Like I said, I'm doing all my own thumbnails now with screenshots that I take. Oh, please. Okay. That was very scary. Let's go here, because this is the closest to where she's at. Soul Reaver was an awesome game, too. I feel like I'm just not in the right spot when these things don't work. Yeah, she's shaking her head. I'm gonna get her over to like this corner because it's slightly closer. Okay, don't do that. There we go. That's kind of weird. I mean, I figured I was going to have to help her, but kind of weird how I had to get her into that one specific spot to get her to jump. This has way less frantic pacing than Shadow of the Colossus. This feels like a very take your time style of game, which I like. Most of the complaints about The Last Guardian is about the dog's AI, in which they made it too realistic. Yeah. Like this game, I can see people would probably complain about this girl. I have no idea what her name is. I'm sure people would probably complain about her AI being a little bit tough to figure out where she needs to be standing sometimes. But outside of that, so far, it's been highly polished, really fun. And I also really want to find out what the hell's going on, because, like, they really just kind of dropped us in and told us nothing. Those look like bombs. What is this all about? Big old bombs. I love the way he moves whenever you're holding something too. It's like he's really laboring over it. Whoa. There's more sticks. Oh, we get to take our pick, dude. What? How does he jump while holding that? That doesn't even make sense. What is even going on in this room? Oh shit. They're tracking her down, dude. Go, bitch. Oh god, well, they're probably gonna get her because we're very far away. Oh, I fucked up. No, dude. Right when I was... Oh, let's go. That probably shouldn't have worked, but it did. Can't leave her too long. Well, we'll just go through here then, which is probably where I was originally supposed to go anyways. What? Not me, dude. You fucking idiot. Just the one guy causing all that nonsense. Damn, this is a huge room. Okay, so she can open that thing down there. By the power vested in me with this plank, dude. With the power of plank, I will handle all this bullshit. Oh, why are you going that way? I mean, I guess that works. I wanted to do it the difficult way where she jumps across the gap. And then it looks like I can jump on this stuff up here, but I don't know why. I highly doubt she's gonna climb up here. I felt like I was gonna fall off at any time. Oh, you know what that means. If there's a chandelier, you need to jump on it. Or you just die. Because you missed. That also happens from time to time. Betrayed by game logic. I think I just missed. I'm like 90% sure I just straight up missed that jump like an idiot. Alright, let's just go this way. I mean, let's see what's out here first. Okay, so there's a bridge we need to lower. Two bridges we need to lower. I don't even know where this needs to go, but I'm assuming somewhere on the right, or it wouldn't even be out here. Maybe this is supposed to help me climb in somewhere. Okay, so it can't go any further than this. I think it has to be used to help me climb up one of these things. Let's try this. Oh, just barely. And then do I just hit this? Oh, I do. but I don't think that would break it. Maybe I need to jump onto it? No. Maybe I just gotta try hitting it again. Every time I do, I just fall. Why did they go inside, though? Maybe that's the thing holding the chandelier up. That's just far enough away that I can't reach it. Alright, I think we need to go back inside. I'm going to try the chandelier thing again. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. Because from the way it looks like we have to break those ropes, and I'm sure that's going to happen in here in one way or another. Oh yeah, that room down there is where we can get access to those bombs. And she can open that stuff down there, so let's go down here. Yeah, this is the other side of the room with the bombs. Which seems like too big of a gap to jump anyway. Oh yeah, she doesn't climb chains, right? Nope. She doesn't play that shit. Okay, so I'm gonna try jumping on the chandelier. I have a feeling that has to do something. As long as I don't fucking miss and die again. Where the hell did she go? Oh, what are you doing over there? This looks... Well, no, it doesn't look different because we were over here before. Just a different way of getting up here. Alright, I'm jumping on the chandelier. Correctly this time. There we go. And he dead. Oh, that's gonna be a bridge between the... No? Ooh, but there's flame down there. We can use that to light those bombs. Okay. But what will we use the bombs for? I don't think I can get down to that part of the room. I'd have to go around. Where the fuck is she, dude? Just keeps disappearing on me. Alright, cool. So I think now we go back down. Now that we have those bombs, we might be able to blow... Oh, I know. We're going to blow the rest of the bridge because it's already weakened. Let's blow the rest of the bridge up, and then that should give us our our way across. If you just hold R1, he just keeps yelling. I like there's pretty similar control schemes in this and Shadow of the Colossus as well. R1 does like the majority of your important actions. Like holding her hand, calling her over, all kinds of stuff. Holding the bomb in one hand and holding her hand in the other. Look at that. Now how does that work exactly? Okay, so drop the bomb, grab the candle. Or do I just light the torch? Or do I light the, Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Oh my god. That looked crazy. Well, that's definitely what we need to do. Let's blow this last support beam. Oh, I need to drop this stick. Oh, shit. Okay, well. That's why they have multiple sticks here. Okay, there's no more flame on it. There we go. I'm just gonna place it right next to the beam. Yeah, you can already see it's like split in half. What? One swing and the flame went away? Okay, now get the fuck out of the way. Don't pick that up, idiot. Okay. One more. Nope. Yeah, I think we need one more. Blow the rest of it. At least these respawn every time you leave, thank God, because I would be stupid enough to waste every single one and have to go back. Stupid enough. What? The fire's gone now. Maybe we can use what just... Oh, okay. It basically became a staircase, so we have to go back up now. I see. Alright, alright, alright. Let's go. Now we can just walk straight down and get to the other side, so that's cool. Man, these puzzles got my brain going. I actually have to think. Who would design a game that forces you to think? What masochist designed this game? Go ahead and save again. Okay. Or just vault off the edge. Hopefully that continues at the last loading zone and not the last save. Oh my god. That was so fucking stupid. Well, at least I know what to do now. I was just trying to save and I pressed the wrong fucking button. I did not throw for content, by the way. Alright, now we know exactly what to do. We're just gonna speedrun that shit. Parkour. I mean, this kid is extremely athletic. That's my biggest complaint about the controls so far, is if you touch in the wrong direction, he just jumps really, really far, like as hard as possible. I mean, I literally just vaulted to my own death a second ago because of it. Yes, it's on me, but damn. Does he have to commit that hard with every jump? Okay. It's Dark Souls. Well, Miyazaki of FromSoft was actually heavily inspired by this game, apparently. That's what Fudge Me said. And also Neil Druckmann. I think it was Kendo, actually, that said that, not Fudge Me. But yeah, Neil Druckmann and Miyazaki were both heavily inspired by this game, from what I hear. Yep. Neil Druckmann is one of the creative directors of Naughty Dog. And again, I have no clue where she went. Oh, there she is. I think just his ideas about game design, probably platforming, I would assume, more than anything. Let's go ahead and save here. Like maybe traversal sections in Uncharted were inspired by this. I don't know. This is such a unique game, man. Everything about this game is incredibly unique. I hate being that guy that constantly says things like this, but I really feel like this wouldn't work nowadays. Some executive sitting in their fucking chair in a boardroom would say this game makes no fucking sense and nobody's gonna buy this. So thank God it came out when it did. Otherwise nobody would have given it a chance. No. I'm gonna say I hope she doesn't come over here. Yep, writer's block is real. That happens to me when it comes to YouTube. I'm like, man, I want to make a YouTube video so bad, but I'll just sit there brainstorming ideas for like a fucking hour and then just give up eventually. And I'm like, well, this time that I sat here doing nothing, I could have just streamed, so then I usually will just go live. Because at least with streaming, it always feels like a productive use of my time. Because it's genuinely very fun and enjoyable. And at least there's that aspect of it. But just sitting around trying to brainstorm YouTube video ideas and making zero progress, like it's just not helpful in any way. Feels like the wind has picked up out here. Okay, yep. Nope. I'm just gonna leave. Can I not just leave? Maybe she can't open this until I kill everything. No, she can. And it zapped them all too. Let's go. That'll teach him. So I guess if I get overwhelmed, just have her do that and it'll take care of everybody. I'll just have nothing for years, and for that window, I'll just try to make music for like an hour or something and not get anywhere and just give up. And eventually I'll just not even bother because I'll get frustrated and upset. Yeah, that's like textbook writer's block, you know? It's like you feel inspired, you want to create something, but there's just nothing you're feeling like very strongly about. It's like, yeah, I want to create, but what's the point if I can't really put anything together, you know? You're in the mood to create, but you can't actually get any progress made. That is so fucking frustrating. I get like that on the weekends all the time because I don't work Saturday, Sundays anymore. So in the middle of the day, Saturday, I'll just randomly be like, man, I'm going to fucking wake up. I'm going to get caffeinated and I'm going to grind out a YouTube video today. I mean, that's very true, Fudge Me, yes. Shit posting is very important to the algorithm. Meme-ass posts. Like, some people have literally gotten famous off of memes. Like, look at the kid that made the #1 Victory Royale song. Chug Jug With You. Think about the kid that made Chug Jug With You. Like, he literally could have a whole career in content creation if he wanted to off of that fucking meme-ass song. Dude, these guys are such tanks. Holy shit. Yeah, Soldier Boy was like the innovator of that. I hear another one too. What the hell are you doing? The double hits, let's go. Oh, got him right out of the air. Nope. You tried, but you failed. Look at him trying to grab her from me. Trying to grab her directly from me. Yeah, you'd be hard-pressed to find somebody who did it earlier than Soldier Boy. I mean, he did that shit in like 2006 or something. Dude, they're really trying. Oh my god. Oh yeah, he's arrogant as hell about it, but I mean, he's not lying when he says he actually was one of the first people to get famous off of a meme or being a meme online. And he made that super meme-ass video about his gaming setup or whatever that like lives on in infamy. Forever. Where he's like flexing how many 360 games he has or whatever. Damn, look at this. He's just in the loop. Oh, just try to run a play, dude. Try it. I'd like to see you try. These dudes are incredibly tanky. Yeah, I remember the Soldier game, the console. That was literally just like one of those dime a dozen, like 1,000 games in one Chinese ripoff consoles. That would probably get outlawed by Nintendo in half a second if they actually knew about its existence or cared. I'm just gonna stand right next to her and just swing on them as they get close. Okay. Jeez, man, how many more? They're just like endless. Where the fuck? Where am I supposed to go here? Oh my god. The whole time I could have just had to do this. So stupid. Freedom. The game's over. Yeah, right. Name a more one-sided beef than Soldier Boy and Drake. God, beef and diss tracks are so cringy, dude. Imagine if the game was over after this. Oh, what a shock. Oh. Yorda. It is, yeah. The Twilight Princess was heavily... Dude, did Nintendo just completely rip off Fumito Ueda's life work? Because it really seems like they did. Oh, damn. It looks so good. Man, PS2 games of this era just have such a look to them. You can just tell they're early PS2 games. A lot of ghosting on stuff. Texture work is really identifiable of that time. Oh, we ain't getting out here anymore. You know what's really pissing me off, though? I've gotten no trophies. What the fuck? This rip-off of a game. Shadow of the Colossus was giving them out like candy. I can't get a single trophy. The fuck, dude? Okay, well. Oh, look at that. I was just complaining about it. So this is what tells me this game runs at a higher res than Shadow of the Colossus, because the trophy notifications are really high quality. Shadow of the Colossus definitely doesn't run at a full 720p. PS3 probably couldn't handle that. This one seems like it does, though. Well, now that we don't have 1,000,001 enemies, let's go. Check out the other side. But yeah, I agree with you, dude. This is literally Twilight Princess. Like, this is so... I mean, literally almost identical. Like you said, the Dominion Rod, or it may have been Kendo, the Dominion Rod may as well have just been stolen. Oh, sorry. My notifications were muted because of the podcast. I'll refund your $1,500. I got you on the refund. I am not a scammer and I would never do that. Yeah, I'll lower the cost of the redeems to like 500 points. Maybe just do like 200-300, but there's your points back, Salt. Sorry about that. I don't really see where I'm supposed to go here. Maybe there was something out there that I missed. Because it doesn't look like I can go anywhere else in here unless we're supposed to go back up. Let the peasants scramble for the points. Redeem should only be available for those of us who are worthy. Wow. There's a whole hierarchy in my chat, dude. Corruption is setting in. I'm pretty sure this game is... Yeah, it's been fairly linear so far. Like, there's a couple different paths you can take, but it's always, like, fairly close to where you're already at. It's not like you have to really go out of your way. So it looks like I could blow this up, maybe. Because there's bombs over here, but I don't know where to get the flame for them. Unless I can get flame from in here, maybe. I didn't see any down. Yeah, let's see if we can get flame from in there. I think we need to blow this wall. Alright, any usable flame? Any flamers? I hear it. There's some torches on the wall, but I don't know if I can use those. I don't think I can get close enough to any of these. No. Got to be either out here or outside. Near the main gate. I don't see anything in here, so let's check the main gate. That's pretty far to run. If it is out here. Yeah, I don't see any fire out here. Oh, that's where those... Oh yeah, that's right. That's where the bridges are. Maybe I would need to light those ropes on fire to knock the bridges down too. I just thought about that. Let's see what's out here. Torch-wise. Nope, not a single one is actually lit. Hit it with a stick. Oh, just hit the boards with a stick? I mean, I guess that would be possible. Where was she going? Yeah, Pete Dorr pushed the torches. Pete Dorr, that guy I was talking about earlier with his PS2 collection. The way he talked about this game, I recently watched the video. It made me want to play it again because it made me want to finally sit down and like make decent progress in this game for the first time ever, because he was talking about like his experience playing the demo for the first time. And he just made it sound so fun. He was like, I just remember like getting the PlayStation magazine and playing the demo, because remember when PlayStation magazine, OPM, official PlayStation magazine, used to have demo discs? I loved the demo discs so much, man. The first one I ever played was the Parappa the Rapper demo, because my dad used to have a subscription where you could just play Chop Chop Master Onion. Are they gonna light up now? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now I have bombs. Could I potentially blow this up? I don't think I could blow this gate up. I mean, it's possible, but I doubt it. I can't even reach these. Unless I'm supposed to jump swing. If we simply hand the rabblemen such privileges, they shan't appreciate its value. The result can only be dishevelment en masse, which leaves them back in the place they started. However, now with the dissatisfaction of knowing that which they lack. Damn. My man is actually just on a pedestal right now talking to these peasants in the chat room. What? How did that not work? Come on now. Light the fucking torch, dude. Maybe this one. This looks like it's specifically designed for me to... Did this maybe light the ones in there? I would have to find out. The hell was up with the camera right there? Let's see if this made a difference to the ones in there. I don't think she came with me, I think. Oh, it did. Okay, so these are all lit as well. Alright, cool. So now we should easily be able to blow that wall up because there's a bunch of them up there. 5 head plays by Salt. Man, I'm going to absolutely stock up on those flat iron steaks, by the way, because holy shit, that was so good earlier. I'm just going to cook them the same way every day, as often as I can. Okay, so I think I brought one bomb over here. Nope. Oh yeah, there's a bunch right here, so we don't even have to leave. That's cool. Let's blow this wool. Zelda. Okay. The flame literally disappeared. Defied the laws of physics. We'll take it. Always lift your... yeah, always put all the weight on your spinal cord. That's an effective way to lift. You learned it here first from the video game ICO. Dude, that smoke looks so impressive when it blows up. Also, let me be clear, I'm not alleging that Nintendo stole these things. I'm just, much like Fudge Me is pointing out, holy shit, Twilight Princess is like insanely inspired by this, and it's so obvious. Twilight Princess is its own thing, for sure. Dude, Flatiron Steak is so fucking good. I actually originally heard about it on a Jamie Oliver video. He called it a feather blade steak, which is apparently what they call it in the UK. And when I looked it up, it said Flatiron, and I found out our local Walmart has Flatiron steaks that are actually really good quality. I know supermarket steaks are not that good. Those vases are literally the same shape as the mini Dominion Rod statues. Yeah, like it's so obvious. This game can be 2-player. Really? I've never heard about that. Does one person play as Yorda? Look at the box. I put it back in the drawer already. I'll have to get it out. I know there sure as hell ain't any co-op in Shadow of the Colossus. So if it says 2-player, that would be this, yeah. Oh, please. Gotta keep it out till you're done. You gotta keep the box out till I'm done. True. Otherwise, I do that bullshit where I keep scrambling my game cases. Help me, dude. I do the fucking game case shuffle, where because I'm playing the ICO Shadow of Colossus collection, I've got Metal Gear Solid HD in that box right now, and Heavy Rain in the Metal Gear Solid HD box. So, I've got all my shit scrambled right now. It is a soy-laden nightmare. Absolutely laced with soy. Dude, this camera is beyond fucked up right here. I just get to see a sliver of my enemies in the bottom of the screen. There we go. At least those little things can be killed in one hit easily. Nope. Back down here, idiot. Well, see, I don't do that, Fudge Me, because it seems to scratch my discs up. I know Blu-rays are like really resistant to that, but for some reason when I do it that way, it scratches the shit out of my discs. Maybe I'm just using the wrong ones, or maybe I'm letting like dust and debris get into them, but I like to keep games in the original case just because they display really nicely on a shelf or in a drawer. I have like an entertainment center in this room, and one of the drawers is just like the designated PS3 drawer. This has a bunch of controllers, a USB drive with a bunch of saves. It has my PS2 to PS3 adapters. Oh shit, I should be using that, by the way. I should be using my PS2 to PS3 adapter to play this game. Always anal about how I handle my... Yeah, I'm very, very careful. I either put a finger in the middle and then one on the outer edge, or I just hold it completely on the outer edge. Triggers me to no end when people just grab like that. It's like, dude, you're getting fucking smudges all over it. Were you born in a barn? Were you raised by wolves? Who would do this? Okay, there's got to be another one. Where's the other crate, though? I guess we're gonna have to drop it down. Oh, no, maybe we stand on it. I bet we stand on it. Okay, but does the door close as soon as I stand up? It does. So, would we need Yorda to stand on it? Let's see if there's another crate first. Because I certainly can't slide the couch down here as much as I would like to. I do middle finger in the hole from the top side where the printed image is, then claw grip the edge. Yep, that's what I usually do. Never put your finger in the fucking center hole on the actual disc image side, like the Blu-ray side. Okay, I'm gonna have her stand here for a second. If I can. I was like, how long until somebody makes a joke about all the putting your finger in holes talk that I was just doing? Yeah, if I want to put that shit on my finger and spin it around, I will do so, god damn it. Ain't nobody gonna tell me otherwise. Well, hopefully they don't go after her. Okay, I bet there's gonna be a crate out here. 2 chains. There should... Oh, there it is. Let's go. Fuck it. Probably a horrible idea, but I did it anyways. Oh, please, dude. Have I not deleted enough of you clowns to teach you a fucking lesson already? Have I not taught you enough of a lesson already? Jump slash, bitch. I did the flying jackal. It's a technique that I actually just coined. Very advanced technique in this game. I will beat them with a 2x4 senseless for as long as I have to. They ain't touching her. Yeah, that'll teach them. Look at them all just crumbling away like the soy fucking creatures that they are. Absolutely soy infused. Oh, I didn't know if that would work. Alright, cool. Now we can bring her in with us. Damn. Just fucking yanked her arm out of socket. Relax, dude. Did you see her, like, get jerked around like that? Grab the box, bro. What box? Oh, the game case? Good point. Boom, boom, ba-low. Well, the game case says one player only. It does not say co-op or 2 players. Right where my finger is. It says player 1. So yeah. No, it says player 1, 5.6 megabytes required HDD space. Video output up to 1080p and 3D game. That's all it says. Also, it's rated T for teen because of blood and violence. How could they do this? Using 2 copies of Fatal Fury Special for Sega CD as Beyblades to see which copy can really let it rip. Oh, I loved Beyblade, dude. I remember the one episode where that blonde kid that was always really soy and just crying about everything actually got like his time to shine finally. Beyblade was awesome. No, I've never had hanger steak. The only steaks I've ever had are New York strip, ribeye, filet mignon, and flank. That's it. My personal favorite is flank, I'll be honest. Because filet mignon, incredibly tender, melts in your mouth, but it doesn't really taste too much like beef. It tastes a lot like fat to me more than it does beef. And then ribeye is awesome, but it has a lot of like flabby parts that you kind of have to separate out when you eat it. So it's a little tougher, but it has a really good beef flavor. But I think flank steak is like the best of all worlds, especially because it's not that expensive. Oh, we could have gone down. I don't even think I need to be up here anymore. Okay, that was almost really stupid. Yeah, I don't even think I need to be here. You just heard someone hit something or a gunshot outside? Dude, whenever people's cars backfire around here, because this is not like the most wealthy neighborhood in the world, not by a long shot, but I swear to God, there's some people, like just randomly, you'll see like a super nice fucking sports car. Like a really nice BMW. Or like a fucking... like a really nice Corvette or like a supercharged something. Starting to lose my voice, and they have loud ass backfires, and it always scares the shit out of me. Filet is all texture, no taste. It's all about the sauce with the filet. Ribeye, honestly, the cap or decal, whatever you want to call it, is the only... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, anything that's not the actual cap of it is like just meh steak, you know? Flank steak is like all killer, no filler, you know what I mean? It's tender, but it also tastes a lot like beef. So that's why I prefer it to like anything else. Okay, I think she's in the right spot, but now we have to do something. We got to knock something down. That's one way to keep the rent low. Yeah, I actually know exactly what you're talking about, Fudge Me, because I'm pretty sure I read a post about that. Somebody said that he had guns and he would purposefully shoot a gun off in the lawn, just shoot it in the air every few weeks, just so that the rent in his area would remain lower because people would consider it a dangerous area. Like, that is such a 5-head play. That is such a 5-head play, dude. Like the other day we were going to leave and we just randomly see, like, I don't know if it was a Lamborghini, but it certainly looked like it. Just parked on the side of the road. It's like not even that nice of a neighborhood. I was like, what is a fucking supercar like that doing here, dude? It was either a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. I wasn't going to get close enough to find out because you never know who could be. I think I just died. Well, we're gonna have to go way back. Wait, never mind. Where is this again? Oh, okay, so it's not too far back. Now that I know where that second crate is, it's okay. What did it look like? It was really low to the, it literally looked like your typical Lambo or Ferrari. It had like the really aerodynamic design to it. It had a spoiler. And it was like a really vibrant yellow color. I'm assuming it was either a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. It was very smooth, not pointy at all. Jesus, man. What are y'all doing? I gotcha. Probably an Aventador. Is that a that's not a McLaren. I mean, yeah, it had lines, but like it was smoothed out. Like it had a really aerodynamic design about it. I wouldn't know just because we didn't get close enough to see, but it was just parked like on the side of the road. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what fucking multi-millionaire YouTuber just stopped off to visit some family over here, dude? We actually saw, speaking of that, we literally saw a BMW i8 on the roads, and they had a custom license plate that had the letter U and then tube on it. So actually a fucking rich YouTuber driving around in a BMW i8. Like, what the fuck? Oh, it is a Lamborghini Aventador. I'll take a look at that in a second and let you know if that's what it was. Either way, it took me by surprise. I was like, who the fuck is driving that around here, dude? Like, we see Teslas and stuff, and I know Teslas are like one step above like the typical, you know, Toyota or Lexus. You know, because Lexus is essentially just a nicer Toyota. Same parent company and everything. Kind of like how Lincoln is just a nicer Ford. But again, same parent company. But, yeah. Dream car, BMW Z1, goofy ass little dude. My dream car? I know this is going to sound really cliche, but it's actually the Barracuda from Phantasm. There's just something about the way that car is designed. It just looks sinister. The black Barracuda from Phantasm. Either that or the Plymouth from Christine would be my dream cars. I know what Bridget's dream car would be. Probably the one from Supernatural. Yes. You don't like it? What is your dream car then? Yeah. Lexus LS 400. I thought about potentially getting an ES 350 because those cars just seem to be really well made and last forever. I'll settle for an NA Miata. But yeah, I'm a big fan of like 60s and 70s muscle cars. Always have been. I just love the way they look. But, you know, I'm all about form over function. We drive a 2016 Toyota Camry. I don't care about, you know, a lot of people. I remember I got the car and I was talking to a coworker. I was working at a university IT job at the time. And he's like, oh, bro, that's a rice burner. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? What do you mean a rice burner? He's like, it's so boring. It's just a 4-cylinder inline, you know, little Japanese piece of shit. Like, dude, I don't give a fuck. If it's a reliable car and it gets me from point A to point B, I don't care what it is. Like, you can insult it and like, yeah, I'm sure it probably is boring. I just wanted something that was reliable. They literally are the best in terms of reliability, build quality, availability of parts, ease of maintenance. They are the best in like every conceivable metric as a consumer. Everything that you would want a car to be, Japanese cars get it done. Who doesn't love Initial D? Exactly, dude. Actually, you know what? I have another dream car, a DeLorean. Not just because of Back to the Future. I genuinely have just always loved the looks of DeLoreans. Yeah, my dad described Camrys as like the bread boxes of cars. Everybody has a bread box, and they just do exactly what they're meant to do. That's what a Camry is. If you were to open a dictionary with illustrations and look up 4-door sedan, it would be a Toyota Camry or a Corolla. Bread box is just like a thing that you literally just a box that you put your bread in on the counter or something. But what the idea behind the terminology is just like it just does exactly what it's supposed to do. Nothing more, nothing less. It just does what it's supposed to do in all instances. Pretty much, yeah. Camry is like a very, very slightly upgraded Corolla. Like you'll have nicer seating, you'll have a few other amenities that come with it, but it's the engine and transmission and everything is identical to a Corolla. I gotta jump up here and help her out. DeLorean Alpha 5 concept. Shit's goofy. Dude, get up. Moron. Yeah, Camrys can come with V6s if you get them. So I think the trim of ours is an SE, which is considered sport edition. It has things like manual shift selection and shit, but I never use it. But the base Toyota Camry is called an LE, and it has like, you know, it's just a very basic vehicle. There's not a whole lot special about it. But then they also have the XSE and the XLE, which are like a step up, and those typically have V6s. They have like wireless charging for your phone, a nicer media center type setup, and you know, that's basically how it goes. But like I said, I'm all about functionality, dude. I just wanted a car that I would be able to drive for like 6-7 years without a single issue, just doing routine maintenance, you know, rotating tires, replacing tires and shit. That's all I wanted, and that's exactly what the Camry gives us. We've replaced 2 tires on it, and outside of that, we just have the oil changes done when they need to be done. We have the air filters and the cabin air filters replaced when they need to be replaced, and it's been a tank. Knock on wood, as you can hear, but it has been an absolute tank so far, and we've had it since 2019. To be fair, though, when the pandemic first kicked into high gear, the only thing I was doing was driving Bridget to work, because my job went fully remote. So, I mean, we got it when it had 32,000 miles on it, and right now it has like 60,800. So it's still very low mileage, and by the time it's paid off, it'll be well under 100K. Imagine a Tesla, but with the DeLorean DMC's gull wings. That's basically the Alpha 5. That sounds awesome. All right, let me check this picture of the Aventador. First of all, how expensive is an Aventador? Because this would just lead me to believe that whoever was parked here is like incredibly wealthy. It looked incredibly similar to this, yes. I think it was a solid hard top, but it looked a lot like this, yeah. It looked extremely similar to this. Concept cars. Yeah, have you guys seen the one where it's like snakeskin around the tires? Like you move the tires and there's like all these metal moving parts like some fucking chainmail. It's so bizarre looking. Let's see. Lamborghini models. Yeah, it looked like this. Okay, I think this is actually it. What the fuck? This is a $237,000 car. The Urus. This right here looks extremely similar. This is almost identical to what we saw. This car back here. A fucking $250,000 car. What the fuck was that doing in my small ass town? Who knows? Maybe it's a crypto bro coming to visit some family, but that looks very similar to what I saw. Damn, the Lamborghini Revuelto. I mean, I'm telling you, dude, it looked like it. That happens sometimes. I didn't get close enough to see if he had a license plate from our state. He could have been out of state, like maybe he came from California or some shit. I don't know, but that was a really, really nice car to just see sitting like close to our apartments. Toyota Century. A lineup of full-size luxury cars and oh wow. Dude, this looks like a fucking to my eyes, this looks like some kind of mafia car or like presidential motorcade car. Damn. This looks like, you know what this is? You guys ever play GTA 4? This is literally Roman's cab. This is Roman's cab right here. In the flesh. In the metal. Look at that. Alright, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it for tonight. The stream actually went a little over 4 hours, but I was an idiot and doxed myself. But either way, I really appreciate everybody hanging out. I had an absolute blast. Fudge Me, I think you were here for the first time while I was recording a podcast episode live. Future Mute was here. Shoutouts to Salt, as always. Kendo, Dave. I saw John in here. He raided. Thank you for that raid. By the way, I don't know if I shouted you out. Let me go ahead and do that now, just in case I didn't. Okay. And yeah, just everybody that hung out tonight, man. Doc was here. It was just a blast overall. So you guys have a great rest of the night. I will probably just go ahead and stream tomorrow night as well. As in Friday night. And I know we've streamed a lot of extra time this week, but yeah. I just want to finish this game, dude. Yeah, we've done 3 days in a row this week so far. Just stream and never stop. Well, John, I said that I needed to take it more seriously now. So I really needed to up my hours for April, and I needed to fucking just get in gear and keep streaming. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm probably going to do the Silent Hill Community Needs to Stop Part 2 is going to be the next YouTube video that I actually get out. That's not just a podcast recording. Either way, can't wait to finish this game and see. Oh, did you hear the echo on the... All right, can't wait to finish this game and see what happens. If anybody wants to join the Discord, they're not already in there. There's the link. There's the link to my YouTube channels if you want to check those out. With that being said, I'm going to break the chains on room 302 with the keys of liberation. And I'm going to disappear into a puff of Silent Hill fog in 3, 2, 1.